Isn't that odd? I could feel that a long time ago. I was saying dumb things like, it feels like people are like trapping you and tricking you when they have certain small talk. Like people come out of nowhere and use small talk to just like burn off my life. And like some of them obviously were pretty vicious and malicious at the end there. And or maybe all the way, some of them, but definitely at the end we knew somewhere. And then so like I was like feeling trapped when people would ask me questions like, "How are you doing?" and stuff like that. I mean, they were using small talk to trap me. A couple of people were, and but I was like making videos talking about how it feels like I'm being like tricked because if I say I'm doing good, like you always say, someone's like, "How you doing?" You say good. Like, I mean, I don't. I just ignore it usually. And nowadays I do. Anyways, I say that, and I'm like, okay, and you just keep walking, you keep going. That's it. It's just supposed to be a little thing that doesn't lead to like someone like burning off a whole bunch of your time maliciously. But I was saying that it was like feeling weird in a different way. Before I was like sure that they were burning off my time purposely in like any way they could find in my life. Some people call it time, some people call it old age, and it's life and death. Time is life and old is dead. Old is death. Anyways, but I was saying it felt weird, like they were trying not only to get me to say that, but like burn off the candle even further if I would say anything else. But and one of the weird things is like no one cares if you don't say okay anyway. It's like I don't want them to. I'm not begging for no one's fucking attention for when it comes to this stuff at all. That's the whole purpose of saying okay, no matter what. I could be sitting there like someone could be sitting there slitting their wrist or something, and you're like, I'm doing okay. You can leave now. And but now like I discover all these videos where they're talking about like how you feel and what you say and all this stuff like is making the world happen around you, and you're making bad things happen in your life. If you aren't super happy, positive, all weirdo, then like nothing, positive things aren't gonna happen in your life, things like that. Now they're sending me videos saying that stuff when like I just tell by the energy before that it doesn't feel right to be asked questions like that. Like it's no one's business how I feel, and I'm definitely not gonna. I don't want to sit there and think about how I feel either. It's going to make it feel a lot worse if I'm trying to ignore it to begin with. I don't need to think about how I feel. I know how I feel. It's good enough. Or hopefully I don't know how I feel. It's even better. But then they're like, hey, you're making all this happen. So if someone comes up to you and you're right, and I don't like lying either. So like when people ask that question, it's like you always got to lie too. If you even answer it. I just try not to answer it. And but now if you would have actually not tell, every now and then like I pull this little trick, and I tell someone something other than good, and I don't want to. I know this is going to lead. Usually I'm like, oh my god, this is going to lead to like a 2-hour therapist discussion about a whole bunch of stuff that's just going to piss me off even more if I have to think about it even more than I already am for trying to forget it. And now they're like, well, if you say you're feeling bad, then you're going to feel bad, and bad things are going to happen to you in the world, and all this stuff. And it's like, how did I know by the energy, by the way that these people were interacting with me, that there was like some sort of bait? This simple little thing was some sort of bait and stuff. Like, they make everything sound so innocent. And once I started like realizing all the clone stuff and everything else going on in the world around me, like the world being all fake and stuff, I realized like I started becoming like highly allergic to certain things, especially when I realized that these were patterns that the malicious people were using and stuff to bait me into being malicious, them being malicious, having time. You know, it's like if you're running down the street, you're running a marathon, and a crackhead grabs your arm, and like this dude grabbing your arm is after $5 for some crack or food or something. Like you're running a marathon, you're doing something. You can tell like this is a malicious feeling. So I begin to associate, I'm isolated from people generally. And so pretty much anyone who worked their way into my life at certain points were like, ended up being like pretty malicious and stuff. To say the least about some of them. And the word malicious sounds like a cute, fun child's toy and stuff. But isn't that odd? Like, I just merely had that feeling that those words were like meaning something a lot worse than just little small talk that occasionally I would find a malicious person, occasionally, who was using it like for some other method, and it just felt weird because of that. And that's not it at all. I began to just feel weird, like why? I mean, besides the fact that if I'm not feeling good, now I have to think about it even more, and I'm trying to forget it. But now they got all these videos I'm watching, and they're like, well, you're inventing the world and all this stuff, and your energy and what you say and do is making like, you're pretty much blaming you for everything in the world. Like, you remember that time you were 2 days old and the doctor chopped your wiener off for the religion that you're part of? Well, that's your fault. And the Bible too, that made that religion, that's your fault. You wrote it, and pretty much, I mean, they like, these things are all like blaming that stuff, but it's like, like they're popping up and they're telling me this stuff just like they pop up and they tell me all this other stuff, and these clones and everything pop up all the time. Like, and then the malicious people are using their friends, their family, whatever you want to call it, family, and long lost relatives, or however you want to word it. They're like the ones who are using it malicious towards me and stuff. It's like, really? So like, man, you're not allowed to like have any feelings. It's almost like blackmail they're doing. It feels like blackmail, which I was saying before. Like, it feels like long before I understood any of this, I knew like some of the malicious people in my life were using emotional blackmail. So like I get kind of triggered by that stuff when I start to get even the slightest hint of what the other people did and stuff coming my way and stuff. So now they're seeing all that nonsense and stuff. It's like, okay, so if the world's all fake and you're sending clones my way, who are these people? Or maybe they're the same people saying this stuff, or the same people who were the malicious ones, the same blood relatives who are coming around asking these questions and stuff to try to bait me into saying something. Like, if you're having a bad day and you say I'm having a good day, does that like give them a free pass to continue to like hit you with the truck again? Like, people are like, how are your day? Like, oh, it's great. I got hit by a truck today. And and so like, I guess they're, some of the videos they feed me, they're like, oh well, if you say you're having a bad day, you're gonna keep thinking of it, bad things are gonna keep happening. So if I talk about it, then I'm going to get hit by more trucks, I guess. More bad things are going to, instead of getting hit by a truck, I'm going to get stabbed or something like that. Who knows? But it's like, seriously, like, how did I understand? The whole point of the video was, how did I understand that, like, besides the fact those malicious people who asked me that more than anyone, how did I understand? Like, that sounds like a bait there to be asked that. If I say good, then it's like a free pass to hit me with the truck again. I'm doing great. I just got hit by a truck. Oh, okay, we'll hit you with the truck again. Excellent. If I say bad, then I'm creating a bad mood.